But I took these notes. Um, so different stance towards contemplation than maybe most religious people, at least seemingly. To keep independence and strength, and not to elaborate a system, nor pray for help for yourself personally, but to admire the system of nature and to worship its author. Yeah, he compares his faith to that of a man who has happened upon a watch and he has never seen this watch and he just wants to open it up and admire its workings and to admire its author. But yeah, what did you think about that?
Well, sounds to me like maybe he's trying to have us emphasize not what we can get from faith or what it or God or whatever it could do for us, but kind of like you kind of said, just appreciating what we have around us already.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what stood out to me is not asking for the help. I mean, I think we probably both know people who seem to really emphasize that in their faith, that it's
Mm.
about the sort of personal help. And I very much sympathize with that, of course, especially if you're someone who's suffering. But you could also say that we are our own greatest enemies. And a lot of times, a lot of the reason we're suffering is not because of an outside force, but because of our own sort of ignorance of ourselves and our patterns and um, the folly of the decisions we've made. And maybe you could go further and say, in crying out for help, in asking for relief from the suffering without asking for the strength and insight to understand the reasons for that suffering, the patterns that you are propagating in your life, then yeah, how do I finish that? It's almost like you don't, you're just trying to relieve the symptoms. You're not trying to cure the disease.
Mm.
And so if you're not curing the disease, the symptoms will inevitably come back.